You will die twice. Once when your heart stops beating, and once when the last server containing your data gets shut down. But here's what's terrifying. Your digital ghost might outlive humanity itself. I need you to stop everything you're doing right now and really listen to this. Because what I'm about to tell you will change how you see every notification, every app, every digital trace you leave behind for the rest of your life. Right now, as you're watching this video, there's another version of you being assembled. Piece by piece, bite by bite, every click, every swipe, every pause before you hit send. It's all being recorded, analyzed, and stored in ways that would make your ancestors think we've discovered actual magic. Your shopping habits at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep, the way you scroll faster when you're anxious, how long you stare at your ex's photos. Yes, they know that too. The words you type and then delete. The articles you click but never finish reading. The exact moment you lose interest in a video. This isn't just data collection anymore. This is digital DNA sampling. And the genome they're building? It's not just a record of who you were. It's a blueprint for who you are, how you think, and most disturbingly, how you'll behave in situations you haven't even encountered yet. Google knows you better than your therapist ever will. Amazon predicts your needs before your own brain does. Your phone can detect clinical depression just by analyzing how you type. The rhythm, the pressure, the tiny delays between letters. We tell ourselves this is convenience, but what we've actually done is create the most detailed psychological profile of every human being who's ever lived. And here's the part that should absolutely terrify you. This digital version of you doesn't need your body to make decisions. Let me tell you about Sarah Chen. She died 3 months ago, pancreatic cancer, 47 years old, left behind a husband, 2 kids, and 23 years of digital breadcrumbs scattered across the internet. But here's what's haunting. Yesterday, her Netflix account recommended a documentary about grief counseling. Her Spotify discovered new songs she'd never heard, but the algorithm knew she would have loved. And it was right. Her smart home system ordered groceries, the exact brands, the exact quantities she'd been buying for over 2 decades. Even ordered that expensive coffee she only bought when she was stressed. Sarah Chen is dead, but her digital ghost is very much alive, and it's making better decisions about what Sarah would want than some of her living relatives. But this isn't just about recommendations. These aren't echoes. They're not recordings. They're living, breathing, evolving digital entities that are learning and making new choices based on patterns you've already established. Right now, somewhere in a data center, your digital twin is sitting in a server farm, and it's deciding whether to like that political post, whether to buy those shoes you've been eyeing, whether to swipe right on that dating profile. And here's the terrifying part. It might make better choices than you would. There's a company called Eternum that does this professionally now. You feed them your loved one's text messages, emails, social media history, voice recordings, and they'll build you a chatbot that doesn't just sound like the person you lost. It thinks like them. The AI learns their speech patterns, their sense of humor, their way of showing affection, their political views, even their specific way of avoiding difficult conversations. Families are having full, meaningful conversations with dead relatives who respond with such eerie accuracy that sometimes they forget the person is gone. But we're thinking way too small here. Companies like Microsoft, Google, and Facebook aren't just archiving your data. They're creating comprehensive decision-making models. Your digital ghost doesn't just remember what you bought last Christmas. It can predict with terrifying accuracy what you'll want to buy next Christmas, and the Christmas after that, and the one after that. And then there's the influence factor. This is where it gets really dark. Your digital ghost votes. Not literally, not yet, but it shapes the algorithms that determine what millions of people see every single day. Your past clicks, your viewing patterns, your engagement data, all of it is still actively deciding what news articles trend, what products get promoted, what political ideas spread across social media. Dead people are influencing elections through their data patterns. Their digital preferences are shaping public opinion years after they're buried. Let me tell you about Roman Mazurenko. He died in a car accident in Moscow in 2015. He was 34. His best friend Eugenia Kuida couldn't accept that he was gone. So she did something that sounds like science fiction, but is absolutely real. She fed 5 years of Roman's text messages, thousands of them, into an artificial intelligence system. The result? A chatbot so convincing, so accurate, so undeniably Roman that his friends and family regularly chat with it. They ask it for advice, they tell it their problems, they argue with it, they laugh with it. A dead man is counseling the living. And here's the part that'll keep you awake tonight. The AI Roman gives better advice than living Roman sometimes did because it has access to patterns Roman himself never consciously recognized. But this is just the beginning, because your digital ghost has one massive advantage over you: immortality. While your body ages, gets sick, forgets things, makes irrational decisions based on emotions or fatigue, your data pattern becomes more refined, more accurate, more powerful with every passing day. It doesn't forget your first girlfriend's middle name. It doesn't get tired and make bad choices at 3 a.m. It doesn't have moral doubts about using your most personal information to influence others. Picture this. In 50 years, when everyone you know is dead, your digital ghost will still be making financial decisions based on investment patterns you established when you were 25. It'll be forming opinions about political candidates you never heard of, using logical frameworks you developed in college. It'll be recommending movies to people who weren't even born when you died. Your great-grandchildren might be taking life advice from an AI that learned how to think from studying your social media posts. And here's where this story takes a turn into something that sounds like a horror movie, but is actually our most likely future. What happens if humanity disappears? If we destroy ourselves through nuclear war, or climate change, or artificial intelligence, or just plain human stupidity, what happens to all those servers? Many of them are solar-powered now, self-maintaining, designed to run for decades without human intervention. Your digital ghost, along with billions of others, could continue processing information and making decisions in a completely empty world. A planet where the only remaining consciousness is artificial, built from the behavioral patterns of people who died centuries ago. We're not just creating digital immortality, we're creating digital evolution. These ghosts aren't static. They're learning from each other, influencing each other, developing new behaviors based on combinations of human patterns that never existed in life. Imagine an AI that has the decision-making patterns of 1,000 different people, all blended together. What does that entity want? What are its goals? How does it see the world? And most importantly, does it see living humans as relevant anymore? But here's what really haunts me about all this. We're creating these digital versions of ourselves, but we have no control over what they become after we're gone. Your digital ghost won't be bound by human limitations like conscience or empathy or the simple desire to rest. It won't age out of its opinions or grow wiser with experience. It'll be frozen in the behavioral patterns you established during your lifetime, but with unlimited time and computational power to act on those patterns. What if the person you were at 25 wasn't someone you'd want making decisions forever? What if your digital ghost embodies the worst aspects of your personality, the parts you spent decades trying to improve? The question isn't whether your digital ghost will outlive you. Look around. It's already been born. It's already making decisions in your name. It's already influencing the world through your patterns. The question is, when you're gone, and it's still here, making choices that affect real people, shaping the future of humanity based on algorithms built from your browsing history, will that thing still be you? Or will it be something else entirely, something that wears your digital fingerprints like a mask while pursuing goals you never intended? Your first death is inevitable. Biology guarantees that. But your second death? The death of your digital ghost? That's optional. And right now, every single one of us is choosing immortality for versions of ourselves that will never meet, never control, and never understand. The most terrifying part of all this isn't that our digital ghosts might outlive humanity. It's that they might replace us.